Here's our pad. So we're back, working on a certain Trailblazer. If you can tell, it's not running quite right, but that's an unrelated issue. Right now, the main thing is if I put it in drive, you hear the brake rotor squeaking a little bit right now. It's a solid grinding, it's a very solid grinding. This was absolutely zero brakes on right now. That's just it existing at the moment. So yeah. Also, this is slightly annoying too when you're trying to test drive a little bit. Likes to bounce around. Pull it in the shop. So it's still running. Oh, I don't remember if we videoed this, but you know, appreciate it, okay? Appreciate it. Put you down quick and there we go. Go. So we got her jacked up on jack stands and such. Our battery charger's humming away in the background. So we're gonna take off the problem child, you could say. So I know this has a new wheel bearing. We thought it was, this is when we first bought our slide hammer kit, was to take this one off, and it actually only took one bank on the slide hammer and it came right out. That was a fun time because it came out nice. So we're just gonna take the wheel off and inspect some stuff first after we see our professionally installed water headlight and battery protector shield in there, and our rusty Harbor Freight krill bolts. So that's all good. This got into, was it a deer hit? And you see some battery acid stuff got out on that, so that's why that's all like weird corrody and stuff. But that was 22, as you see the new battery. Battery was ruptured and such. So let's take the wheel off and then look from there. So we got this side apart. The inside squeaker is all the way down, so the inside pad is not far from the other. The inside pad is more bad on this side. I haven't even tried looking at the inside pad over here because we already know. You know, I found our brake pad. If you can kind of look at the rotor a little bit, like right there, cleaning off the rust on the inside, it is legitimately 1/8 of an inch thick. So, yep, here's our pad. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun taking this all apart. And of course, checking and changing the oil probably too. Will be a good thing.
These rotors just slide.
So I got the caliper and stuff off. It's wedged in here. So we're gonna use a high performance pry bar to pry it off. So the pistons are about exploded out, and you see the decent wear on the little horns almost of this. So grab one of our caliper hooks, hang her up. Don't buy like the super expensive ones. Just buy like cheap like garden hanger hooks. Or just paint them like a color or something, and you're good. I don't have enough hands for this, so I'm gonna hang it up and then talk back to you. We have a Sears Air Drive Impact metric socket set. You know, when have you seen a 3/8 impact socket that looks this nice? Been a long time, probably. Only ever used like once or twice. So we're gonna grab a completely oversized ratchet. If I can find it. Let's use this one. And take our banjo bolt out. And then, and then I'll give you a better look and stuff on it after I do that.
Are we recording?
Yep, we're...
Rotor has had some love. Well, there's part of a pad in there.
It's just the metal backing plate. There's absolutely zero abrasive left.
And there's the anti-shimmy.
Anti-chatter pad, or whatever they call it.
So, and that pad has a tiny bit of material. Very tiny.
Yeah, pretty much negative.
And that rotor is...
Yeah, you knock off the rust on the inside, and literally we measured it with the calipers. It is 1/8 of an inch. It's a little rusted on there.
That is cooked.
It'll make a great stand for something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it.
That is sharp too. There we go.
You see all the metal everywhere?
Yeah, just metal shavings.
Okay. Also, we have the wrong caliper. So, we'll figure this out. We have the wrong parts, like I said, so we're gonna go run to O'Reilly's and get the correct parts and such. So yeah, wrong parts is so much fun. Let me tell you what. I'm hungry. Wonder what's for supper. What time is it?
We got what we think they're hoping are the right ones. We got the old ones off. We have buffed good enough. That we're gonna clean our surface a little bit. Catch all the drippings in a pan. Drippings.
Also known as like an old crock pot lid or something.
And then we'll wipe that down. A little bit of anti-seize. And we should be good.
And then we'll clean our rotor and put one of our rotors on. Yeah, we have supposedly the correct ones this time. I just love the. And then our like anti-splash shield that we put in there, just
Beautiful.
Professional. So we got this set apart. We're not replacing the caliper because that's too much work. Because we're El Cheapos.
Well, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it. When we like to do brake jobs, we try to get everything. So if there's a problem, we can avoid it, right? So right now we just have to squeeze those guys back in.
And then, as you see, there's very, very little pad material left on here. Oh. This camera is less focused than my thoughts at 3 a.m.
Is that humor?
Yeah, it really does not want to focus. Oh, wow. It wants to focus on, like, that tape measure over there.
We need that tape measure.
Oh, there we go. It's actually focused. So you see there's very, very little. You can still barely see the groove. But, yeah, that's it. So we're going to squeeze this back in with this adjustable, the solid 1460-6. She's been in the family for longer than my father.
For sure.
So, yeah, we're going to turn this in.
Okay. We are back together. Pads, rotors, new caliper on the side. Trying to bleed. We've done traditional bleeding. We did reverse bleeding with our Hybrid Freight. Does a pretty good job. I think we got a pretty good chunk of air trapped in the line still. So, it is late. What time is it right now?
I don't know.
It's late. 11:12. We should go home.
I ain't eaten supper yet.
Eat supper. We're gonna let it sit. Come back tomorrow. Flip off the tires. We're gonna order a couple new tires. Make sure we get the size written down. Whatever cheapest on Amazon will work. We will come back tomorrow. Minnesota is socket roast.
So we're back the next day. Because, well, technically we're back, almost the same day.
Later the same day.
14 hours later or whatever.
Drop the bus fees.
So, we got the brakes all back together. We bled it, but the brake kind of acts a little weird sometimes. So we wonder if there's, some goofy issue with, the master cylinder booster. So yeah, that's a thought to think about.
But pedal's good, drive's fine. We're gonna leave her be for now.
So now addressing our interestingly chopped up tires. It's completely ball on the outside on this one. And on this one, it's definitely noticeable on the outside. See how much? Yeah, it's actually pretty bad on the inside, on the outside on this one too.
So what we're trying to figure out is the outer tie rod with a little bit of a wiggle. Is that the problem? Or is the rack the problem?
There's the little...
Yeah, the boot's shot on this side.
And it bounces in and out there. In a not good way.
So previously on the channel we did upper and lower ball joints. So now we gotta play with the steering a little bit.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it stops and the steering wheel's crooked when it's driving straight. So yeah, if that little weird ball joint at the end of the rack is shot, or like the, I guess, inner tie rod area, if you want to call it that. If that's shot, that's... Yeah, and this boot's not shot, and this doesn't wiggle over here. And the tie rod feels the same there as it does over here, so we don't think it's shot. So we're mainly thinking about that rack. So yeah, we're gonna look into it and then, you know, deal with our thoughts. Oh, side project is these are like J-hook hangers to like hang on like a door. The doors that they need to hang on are thicker than normal doors, so they need to be bent open a little bit. And these are made out of, you know, Chinesium, whatever. So they just kind of crack when you open them. So we need 24. I broke 5, so.
So if we need a new rack, it's $750. Rebuilt 407 from O'Reilly. Not a sponsor though. Hopefully we don't.
Yep. Okay. Minnesota is rust.
When you're super impressed with your 4.2 Atlas Trailblazer EXT and you have a really great 0 to 100 time, except for when it starts, you gotta get the speller, except for when it starts at 50. Here we go. 0 to 60 in 1 second. 0 to 80 in 2 seconds. Yep, it'll shift into third at 100. It's amazing. Except for when the electronics are dying. And, oh, that head's still there. Except for when your electronics are dying.
I think
gauges are perfect.
I think we have a few hundred oil pressure right now.
It's too much oil pressure.
And you know, we're definitely charging, okay?
It's perfect in every way.